All right, guys, it's Copper Cutlass, and there was some delay with firing up this engine. We hurt the car, but we're gonna make this into a cool-looking star. Unless my buddy wants to reinvent the wheel and we can restripe the car, I actually would like to do this in black with an effect on it. But we're gonna touch this up and put a little riddle on the side. I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna fucking put on there, but it's gonna be cool. But that happened when we were moving the engine on the stand. I needed a second set of hands, didn't have it. And then I had to slide the boom, and I forgot to tighten the bolt, and it slid out into the car. No big deal. Not worried about it. Could have been way worse. But this engine runs really well. We've had actually quite a bit of runtime on it. I got this, and we do have an oil leak. It's valve covers. I already talked to the guy who is like the main interested person in it. Let me grab a towel. Now that the oil is hot and slick, it's everywhere. Today was probably the longest that I ran it because the engine needed a lot of little things. I should say my setup. The alternator wasn't charging. There was a problem with the wiring, which anytime I take this thing apart and put it back together, there's always a problem. Not a big deal. But I had to set up my bracketry so that the belt was correct. Just a lot of little things, but today we put the most runtime on it. I had it idling and I was revving it for like a good 20 minutes, and it's hot right now. We're just under 190, and it's been sitting for about 5-10 minutes or so, but I figured this would be a good time to show you guys how it runs. So I'm going to go ahead, fire it up. I will completely disclose that this carburetor is fat for this engine, so you might see it pop because all of that unspent fuel is getting reignited as soon as oxygen is coming out, or as soon as the fuel is being introduced into oxygen. So I'm going to call it the popcorn tune on this engine. But overall, this engine runs good. No major problems or noises or anything. So let's see. Let's see if she'll be good to us, because we had that alternator problem. So the oil pressure is really good. What you're hearing is the alternator has a bad bearing. It's a Ford alternator. Go figure. That was a light rev. It goes right up to 65. So there you guys have it. That was fired up, running. This thing sounds great. We had a couple of hurdles, but at the end of the day, we prevailed. And everything is good. There is a frost plug that I have to replace. We didn't replace them when we did the heads. Of course, leaky valve covers. But my fix was to put a screw in there, and it actually does not leak. But I have to pull that out before I give it to the gentleman, and I already got it sourced, and we're going to swap that out. But runs about as cool as a cucumber. As you guys see, the temperature was good. Oil pressure is good. We're right under 190. This is a tiny 4-banger Honda radiator too, and we just got that one fan, and this is literally the water pump that I've been using for a doorstop for like 8 years, and it actually works, and it doesn't leak. So that's actually impressive. So we had to put together an HEI out of it's Frankenstein, but it works. I'm really, really happy with this. So I hope you guys have kind of followed along, because I built this engine over the winter. So if you guys go back to probably around January, February is when I was putting this whole thing together. And the guy's going to get a hell of a deal. He's pretty much buying it for the cost of parts. Obviously, it took time, effort to put the engine together, and time and effort to put it on the stand. And I'm eating up the machining cost just because I want somebody to have a good deal on it, so that they have full confidence that they're going to buy something good. And if not, they can buy it as a really good platform to build upon. And I've been very lucky over the years where people have taken care of me, where I can repay that favor and pay it forward. So I'm not too worried about making money on it, because if I took this engine and broke it all down, I mean, cold hard parts, there is about $3,500 to $4,000 into it, depending on how you look at it. And then plus the machining and the time and effort, this engine, having a shop to build it, would be around $7,500 to probably $8,000 with all the work that's been into it, everything that's factored into it. And this combination did run 1158s in my car, with a horrible tune, I might add. So there's a lot of potential there. But anyway, I promised you guys a run video, and I finally did it, because the last few days I've been back and forth dealing with issues, not having enough time. And our Thirsty Thursday was a Thirsty Thursday, and we fed this beast. So we let it, it's been running for over a half hour at this point, and it is, I'm happy. No noises, no smoke, besides the, the fuel mixture's a little on the rich side, and you get your little popcorn at the end, but this thing is running really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed, not only for the guys that have been followed the build, but enjoyed seeing this thing finally run, and it's going to go home to somebody, because this is getting sold. This is going to fund our 427 in the back, and the engine that's in the car, I'm keeping. I'm not getting rid of it. That engine, I might do something more with that engine. Again, we're just putting a 427 in the car because I want to build a Chevy. I want to do something different, especially after building my buddy's 351 Windsor. Seeing how easy he made power with a lot of off-the-shelf stuff. It's like, man, you can't do that with an Oldsmobile. You really can't. Not that easy, at least. Not that cheap. And we could probably do it with a Chevy. And we already got a lot of really good stuff on the line for that. So stay tuned, because we're going to have more stuff on that 427 now that this is running. And hopefully somebody picks her up. So we'll let you guys go.